surfaces, because the surfaces will be moving. All right, in the same way. So that's the basic principle. It's nonsense. Einstein should have never gone there. And what we get as a byproduct is a bunch of really weak evidence experiments that are terribly poor. The Eddington experiment never redone. They never done it from space. And the rest of it is a bunch of what they claim to be, galactic style lensing images that have no mathematical coherency. They don't make any sense, really. They're broken all over the place, wobbly, fuzzy. They're breaking mathematical rules they have to obey. And physics won't even admit this. And it's glaringly obvious that there's no way gigantic objects lack spherical symmetry. And so the images should also have spherical symmetry. There's no excuse for why the symmetry is broken all over the place. No explanation. Except, they're going to sit there and force smoke rings, that can be wobbled, the leftovers from a supernova, and claim it's a lens image. When it's clearly, you can look at it and say, logically deduce, no, that's actual stuff that was blown apart because it has changes in its density. Another thing a lensed image won't do is be bright in one spot and dull in another spot and bright, and no, none of that stuff would happen. Well, anyway, tons of incoherency. I've pointed out it's the wrong shaped lens. The whole theory makes no sense at all, and yet they assert it like it's the purest, most developed theory in the history of mankind, when it's clearly completely incoherent, in many ways incomprehensible to simple or basic logic, and the evidence is contradictory. And yet they assert it as we've proven our case. And they haven't come close to the burden of proof.
I'm going to add this part on the recording. You keep accepting what they say in physics, like they're dishonest. Yes, they've been dishonest with Gary Mosher for a long time ago, about 12 years. He even appeared in CNN once, 14 years ago, I believe, or 13, I'm not sure, a long time ago. And he explains it. Well, he appears because of a trial of a judge. He was suing the court, or the judge, I can't remember. Something about the law, something like that. But he appeared in CNN, is being completely so far correct in his theory in physics. And he's just been ignored and spammed. You guys should really see his channel, Draft Science. I mean, he started doing it live. The website was called, it no longer exists. It was called Stickem.com. Stickem.com. And we have people in YouTube, you can find them, Brett Keane, Sister Sunshine. I don't remember the other ones. When they were in the chat, we used to unite, make a reunion, and then debate about these topics, physics topics. And he's being ridiculed too much, sadly. So yeah.
They just are so preposterously arrogant, and all the little minions, all the little defenders of the nerdy geeks, just keep applauding them and keep supporting them and keep holding them up like little, it's a religion.
Where Albert Einstein's principle of equivalency is not prescriptive, it is.
And it's not even descriptive, in the sense that the perceptions aren't consistent.
Oh yeah, I did say what he died of, right? Something that turkey wouldn't die of, copper deficiency. Yeah, that's why he's got that white hair. Same as this guy. He's got a huge white hair. It's not because of age. Uh, yeah. Look at what Albert Einstein died. He died of a simple copper deficiency, aortic ruptured aneurysm, because your body needs copper to maintain the veins inside the body. So without that, there's no correct blood flow. So it's gonna happen. Bye bye.
Are accurate. He concedes in one case the photons are moving straight. They aren't affected by, well, there's clearly no gravity in the rocket ship. But clearly this idea that the photons are the indestructible thing. You can't change them. You can't give them two momentums. You can't shoot them out of a gun, move the gun and shoot the photon faster. You can't slow the photons down. All you can do is change distance between objects that are emitting photons. The photons are always the same. Always. So he gets that part and then he throws it away by saying gravity bends them all over the place. It's just nonsense.
I have another video where he explains, check this out. In this video, he explains it's called The Theory of Everything, Part 3. He appears, this is a blooper by the freaking Cabal. He appears with a red shirt. In the link you click on his channel, he appears with a blue shirt. Something simple, red versus blue. They just had to screw it up. He explains how gravity works 100%. And this is what happens. Not a lot of people know who Gary Mosher is. Because they think, just having fun in video games and getting high. It's intellectually stimulating. It's not really.
It is descriptive. It is not how reality works. It is how reality is perceived.
And it's only perceived from a certain point of view.
That's fucking funny. Hold on.